This is a letter written by a stranger for a stranger. And in a moment, I'll tell you how this tiny piece of paper has changed lives around the world. But first, raise your hand if there's something you'd like to change about the world. Look around. Me too. Actually, there's a lot that I would change. But when I was your age, I wondered if I really could. I didn't have money, I didn't have power, I didn't have connections, I didn't have some huge platform, and I wasn't really sure, but I felt that making a difference didn't have to be complicated. I had no clue what I was doing, and honestly, I still don't. But with my laptop, some free time, and an idea that my gut said was great, I began a project a decade ago to change the world right here at Future Problem Solving. Since then, my project has helped hundreds of thousands of people, started a national holiday, and shared our work in 2 TEDx talks, a picture book, the Kelly Clarkson Show, I'm a big fan, and perhaps the most special of all, here today with you young change makers 10 years later at Future Problem Solving International. I love the energy, so I'm going to say it again because I think this is really cool. 10 years later at Future Problem Solving International. Thank you. This journey has been amazing, but not easy. And if someone had told me what I'm about to tell you, it would have saved me a lot of time and trouble. So, by the end of this talk, I want y'all to feel ready to start your own world-changing project or grow one you've already planted the seeds for. And for me, it all started with one loving grandpa. Here he is, my grandpa Marv. He and my grandma taught me values like caring for others and how important family is. And when he died, I started volunteering in my local senior community to find a special connection like the one he and I shared. And I was the bingo boy. So raise of hands, who's seen bingo in a senior community? Maybe been a part? Yeah, let's hear it. I love it. I see some smiles. Yeah, I had the best time. It was wild. If you've never seen it, it really does go wild. It's so much fun. And I had a microphone. I would say into it things like, I-22, I-22, and we went wild. The residents were laughing. I was laughing. It was so much fun. And so naturally, I wanted to get to know the residents a bit more. And there was one resident in particular, Cynthia, who became like a best friend. Cynthia and I would talk about everything from debating Obama's healthcare policies to chatting about how absolutely obnoxious and annoying my twin brother was being that week. And as I got to know her, I also learned that she hadn't really had any contact with family or friends in months. That was something she would tell me often. She was really lonely. And she hadn't even gotten something as simple as a letter in the mail. A letter in the mail. It takes 5 minutes to write. And that was a case for a lot of my older friends. And that didn't make sense to me. You know, during my teenage years when I often felt really alone, they made me feel so loved. And so surely they deserve to feel the same. And so I wrote a letter. I wrote one to Cynthia and another. And it was powerful. I knew it would be a really nice thing, right? Like, she's gonna like the letter. But I didn't expect her to break down crying when I gave it to her. And the other residents loved their letters too. And I wondered how I could maybe grow this beyond my local community. Would this matter to people? And so I did some research, and I realized that loneliness is a public health crisis. This exists long before COVID too. In our society, so many factors contribute to the loneliness epidemic: declining health, cultural shifts, retirement, income, and it's dangerous. We're all at risk. One study found that loneliness in its physical health risks is equal to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. 15, that's a lot. Whatever you make of that, it's obvious that being lonely is not good for any of us. But the good news is there's also research that shows that simple acts of human connection, like we're all experiencing at this conference today, can alleviate loneliness. One other example is writing a letter. And so I shared my project online with the message that it was easier than most volunteering, right? A US postal stamp at the time cost 46 cents, so most people could take part and maybe do it from home, work, wherever they wanted. And then I shared the stories of real impact. Virginia from Louisiana received letters right before Hurricane Ida, and when she had half an hour to pack a suitcase, she chose to pack her letters, and it gave her strength in the aftermath. Mies in Texas had a stroke, and in her final days got comfort from being surrounded by the love letters we sent her, and they were read at her funeral because her family said they painted a remarkably accurate picture of her. Love letters from strangers. Today, the first of every month, we put new letter requests on the Love for Our Elders website, including a name, a little bit about them, and where to send the letters. And then we blast the recipients with letters all month long, think hundreds, and it keeps them and their loved ones or caregivers feeling the love all month long. Now, today, we've sent more than 850,000 handwritten letters of love to older adults experiencing isolation. And since then, I've continued to problem solve. Realizing there are limited service learning opportunities for young kids, I made a picture book, Grandma's Letter Exchange, to introduce little ones to snail mail and make a card for someone, even if they're just learning to write their own name and can draw a pretty picture. Realizing there was a decrease in volunteering after the holidays and less human connection and really gloomy weather like we're seeing outside today, I created a National Service Day, Letter to an Elder Day, on February 26th, which is my grandma Doris's birthday. She'll turn 104 next year. And that day is now recognized by Hallmark and even the United States Postal Service. And I mean, that's the US government. I feel like that's pretty official. It's the problem solving that's kept us wide-reaching. And it's the community that I've built around me that's kept us sustainable. We have tens of thousands of volunteers around the world who make our impact happen, including 80 high school and college campus letter writing chapters and our core team. Although it started alone, it couldn't have been done alone. And the most interesting part of my journey is this: it almost never happened. My parents thought it was risky. I had put my address online, which is so fair, but they also weren't sure if it would become anything. And I also felt imposter syndrome. I didn't know how to build something like this or tackle the loneliness epidemic. That's a pretty big issue. And I was even rejected from a letter writing organization once because of my age. And so naturally I thought maybe I just had to be older to even be a volunteer for anything. So another raise of hands, who in this room has ever been told you're just a kid or you're too young to make a difference or do something? To those of you, I say, let's look at Malala, Greta Thunberg, the thousands of young people here now today ready to solve real-world problems. You are unstoppable. You are unstoppable. And here's what I've learned. Changing the world rarely starts with something big. And it doesn't start with money or power or knowing exactly what to do. I still don't. It starts with something small, a single idea, a single action, a single letter. This letter was written by a stranger for a stranger somewhere around the world. And this month, letters like these have changed the lives of Anne, Evelyn, and Rafa. This is how I started. This letter, one tiny piece of paper, changes lives. So my question to you is, what's your letter? What's that one small thing, that spark, that could change everything? Maybe it's collecting and refurbishing old computers for people who can't afford them. Maybe it's writing and sharing powerful stories. Maybe it's saving our planet. Yes, please. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait until you feel ready, because the world is waiting for you to start. You're all here because you believe in solving problems. But the greatest solutions don't always come from knowing or having the most. They come from action. They come from heart. And they always, always start small. Thank you, and thank you to my selfless future problem-solving coach who's here with me today, Kathy Frazier, who I'm so grateful for and has done everything for me. You are a true mentor and friend, and I'm so grateful.